45. There goes Davis. Oh, my God. Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow. Oh, my God. Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see.
Oh, welcome in, everyone, to episode 306 of The Dream Wager. Today is September the 13th, 2023. Elvis, I got my voice back. We're ready, locked and loaded for Thursday Night Football. How you doing today, kid?
Dill, I'm doing great. Coming off that Monday night performance, Dill, you and I both was in the building, Dill. Let's talk about it. Let's break down Thursday's game as well.
Yes, we will get to Monday night. What a roller coaster of a night. Before we do that, I gotta be a little more positive. Sunday Night Football, man, was it not a game? 40-0. The Cowboys whoop the Giants' ass at MetLife. I mean, at a certain point, Daniel Jones didn't even have over 100 yards. That defense is legit. Granted, it might have not been against the best offense, but man, what I saw from Dallas and that defense, man, they are right up there in the NFC. They are alive, not just to win the division, but to come out of the NFC. I know it's week one and it was against the Giants, so I want to see them against better teams, but I was really impressed, not just with their defense, with the offense as well. Dak Prescott, he took care of the ball. They were able to run the ball well with Tony Pollard. CeeDee Lamb had a good game as well. What are your thoughts on the Cowboys?
Dill, not to be too hyped after week one, but what we saw Sunday night, there was just pure domination by, that defensive side of the ball, Dill. It's and special team as well, but Dill, I take what Micah Parsons say after the press game. He said,
I was gonna ask you, thank you, because that was ridiculous.
Nah, Dill, I kind of, don't get me wrong, what he said, but I like the pedigree he says it. Like, he wants to go out there and prove the Cowboys is the best defensive football. So that mentality I love. Do I agree with it? Yeah. But do I love him saying it? Yes, still. So I just want to give credit to the defensive side. Yes, it was an ugly game, pouring. Giants never really got nothing flowing. But Dill, you got to give credit to that defensive side of the ball. Cowboys did look like the best defensive football. Now go.
No, I was just gonna say not that part of his podcast, the one where he didn't understand why they kept Daniel Jones on the field in the fourth quarter when they're down 40. They had backup offensive linemen in that game and he's looking at the line like, yo, this is your franchise. You guys are gonna get him hurt. Like, he was actually felt sorry for the Giants, and I did too. They're in the pouring rain. You got to put your ego to the side. Why is your quarterback you just paid all this money to in the game?
Dill, I have, that was a question mark as well, Dill. I have no clue. Maybe they left him out there to finally, maybe get in rhythm, get something flowing. I have no idea, Dill. I wouldn't take the chances. I would have took him out midway in the third quarter. Yeah. That's just me. So I'm with Mika on that, and Dill, I do agree with him in there, but maybe Brian, maybe just wanted to see him perform in the rain. I don't know.
We saw it on Sunday where Joe Burrow, and they weren't even down 40. They were only down 15, 20 points, and they took all their starters out. They were like, dude, we just paid this guy the most money in NFL history. He's not getting hurt. We're sitting him. We're sitting T. Higgins, Jamar Chase at, Joe Mixon sat. You live to fight another day. Now, God forbid, thankfully he didn't, but say Daniel Jones goes down. Then what? Then you did that all for nothing. You were losing the game regardless. So I never understood that. And it was surprising because the first drive of the game, the Giants moved the ball down the field. And I said, okay, it might actually be a game. And then once that blocked field goal happened, they weren't even able to drive the ball past half field. Like, it just was bad after that point. But what do you think they have to do differently? I know the weather was an issue, but now spinning it forward, they have maybe a little better than what we thought Arizona Cardinal team that played the Redskins a little tough. And now coming home, hosting the Giants. You think Giants are going to win here?
Dill, I like them too. At the end of the day, it's a good bounce back spot. I think Daniel Jones is going to come out and be better. Maybe I highly doubt we're going to see what we witnessed Sunday night, though. I expect more than what we saw last year. Remember, Dill, he finally got a good, a healthy. I'm not going to say good, a healthy wide receiver core. He got Darren Waller. What those few passes he hit Darren Waller and looked good, So I just feel like they just need to get in rhythm, need to start going. They never really got going against that Cowboys defense. Trust me, Arizona's defense not gonna be flying side of the sideline like the Cowboys were. So maybe they get in rhythm. Maybe Dylan, maybe they flip the switch and put up 30 points on Arizona. But Dill, it was a scary sight.
Scary sight. And then the Bills spin it forward here and host the New York Jets. Let's get to it. Monday night. I mean, the atmosphere, I'll say this before we go. Greatest game I've ever been to. I mean, the atmosphere leading up to it, you felt a different aura. I know you were in the building with me, and you're not a Jet fan, but I know you felt something with the American flag, with everyone running out with the American flag, with the USA chants. Like, if you don't have chills, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. You really just felt, I did, for the first time in my whole life, regardless of when we went to back-to-back AFC championships. I just felt like, hey, we were on a really good run. I didn't think it was sustainable. But this was the first time in my life where I was like, you know what? We actually might have a chance. And for it to go down in less than 75 seconds, I mean, you just can't script it. And I know, like, everyone feels sorry for Jet fans or for the NFL, but man, I feel awful for Aaron Rodgers, to be honest. Like, everything that me including and other people in the media harped on him and said he didn't do well like this in Green Bay. He bought into this team. He had opinions about the playbook. He was at OTAs. He was building relationships with the young players. Like, he was so bought into the Jets system where you were like, wow, like this could actually be something. And for it to go down and him to rupture his Achilles on the fourth play, I don't want to blame the turf. I don't want to blame the weather. I don't really think that was an issue. It's just so sad. And I really feel for the guy because, to go down in 4 plays, your heart goes out to the guy. So everything that I've read, he's a little down right now. I mean, how can you not be down? He plans to get surgery this week. And you just can't imagine a guy with his competitive nature, the way Super Bowl winning champ, he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. For him to go out like that, I just can't imagine it. Robert Salah came out and said he doesn't expect to retire. And he's done for about 9 to 10 months. It's going to be a long road, but hopefully he will be with the Jets. He's going to have a headset on. He's going to be mentoring and coaching Zach Wilson through this season. So as fucked up as it is to say, we need to brush this one off, and we have 16 games left, and we need Zach Wilson to play better football because he played okay Monday, but that one interception fucking right to Matt Milano. You can't do that, kid. But first, I'll let you say thoughts on him going down and the atmosphere, I guess, leading up to that.
Well, Dill, walking into MetLife was definitely different this time around. I'll tell you that. The energy was there. First time I ever seen the stadium sold out, so that was special, Dill. But, I just feel like everything, 9/11, Monday Night Football, Aaron Rodgers' debut, Dill. It was just something in the atmosphere. It was special, Dill. Like, I never experienced something like that. Like you said, little chills. You got chills being in there, especially in the pregame. But Dill, when we saw the big guy go down, and I knew something was wrong when he just fell back and, put his legs up. Like, if he walks off, limps off, like, he's just okay. He just needs to get something, bandaged up, taped, something. He just needs something real quick. But when he goes down like that and needs help to get off the field, that was concerning, Dill. And the fact that I didn't know it was the Achilles after the game, Dill, it kind of blew my mind. Like, it was just a bummer after seeing such an exciting game, how things, went on. And then finding those dudes after, it was just depressing, So I feel not just for I agree with you, Dill, not just for the Jets fan, all these New Yorkers that had hope, but for Aaron Rodgers himself, man, from, being in Green Bay, your whole career, us knowing that he wanted to finish there and then coming to New York and then this happens, the first series, I can't even imagine what his thought process was. But I'm with you, Dale. I hope. I'm a Patriots fan, and I hope this man returns next season.
It's better for football when Aaron Rodgers is there. I've come to terms with that, and I don't even want to talk about the money, but look how much money the NFL has dumped into the New York Jets with Hard Knocks, with 6 or 7 primetime games. They're not doing that if Zach Wilson was there. Doesn't matter how good this defense was. They did it for Aaron Rodgers because they know. And Monday night was the most watched Monday Night Football game in NFL history. Over 25 million people were watching. So that just shows you what he brings to the table. So, yeah, it was awful. And you knew he tried to toughen it out when he stood up. And then when he tried to take a walk to the huddle, it was over. He couldn't put pressure on it. Yeah, it was just deflating. And you felt literally, I know you felt it, the atmosphere and everything just, the place died. The place died in the stadium. So, yeah, it was very unfortunate. All you people that I saw on Twitter and on social media laugh and make jokes about Aaron Rodgers.
Damn shame.
You're sick individuals. I'll say that. To wish another man hurt and pain just shows a little something about you. Now, I want to spin it forward because I've heard a lot of speculation saying, the Jets, they got to go get a quarterback. They need to do this. I disagree. And you and I were texting. Our buddy Rob was texting me as well. I got a lot of texts saying, yo, you guys should go get him. You guys should go get him. Do you honestly think the Jets need that? Yeah, we obviously have to go get a backup, but we're going to go get a veteran backup who's going to back up and try to coach with Aaron Rodgers and Hackett, Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson is our guy. That's it. No one knows our playbook as much as he does. Do you think bringing in someone on a short week, no less than, is going to learn the playbook in 5 days? No, I don't care if it's Matthew Stafford or if it's Kirk Cousins. They're not going to know the playbook. We need to ride with Zach Wilson. Why? Because of 2 things. One, if we go, and especially after he goes and helps us win the game. If we go out and bring a veteran in, that's saying 2 things, in my opinion. That's saying, 1, we don't believe in Zach Wilson. And 2, that says we're done with the Aaron Rodgers experiment. Because 1, if we bring in a veteran, we're going to have to sign him. And we're already tied to Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers has already said that he intends to play for another year or 2, depending on how his body is. So if we go out and bring, it just shows the locker room, hey, we don't believe in that guy. And 2, Aaron Rodgers is not coming back. We don't believe in him. I don't think the organization wants to do that. And they've already came out and said, we're not doing that. We believe in Zach, and Zach is our guy. If he wasn't our guy, we would have traded him in the offseason. I think that's pretty evident. The front ownership owes it to themselves, and they owe it to Zach. They drafted this kid 2nd overall. They need to see something at least. If he can't win with this team, I have a hard time seeing him win with any other team, to be honest. So that's my stance. I'm glad we're sticking with Zach. I believe in him. I think he knows the offense as best as anyone in the league right now. And yeah, obviously our Super Bowl aspirations and maybe our playoff aspirations are maybe out the window, but I think we could have maybe a little better of a year than we did last year. Maybe not win 7 games, maybe win 8 or 9 and spoil some teams. But I think we can be very competitive with that defense. The one question mark is if Zach Wilson learned from last year. Throw the ball away. Do not turn the ball over. And I thought we saw a little of it. I don't want to say he played poorly because, to give him credit, he didn't even think he was going to play. He didn't even expect to play. No one in that fucking stadium expected that man to play. So that's my kind of lookout spinning forward. What are your thoughts?
Dill, that was a lot said. So I'm gonna just start in the beginning, Dill. Bringing in a quarterback, Dill. I'm gonna disagree with you on one thing. I think you have to bring in somebody. I'm not gonna say challenge him for the job, but I think you need to bring in somebody that maybe 4 or 5 weeks, 6 weeks from now, week 7 or 8, could be ready to take the job if needed. I do agree with you, Dill. I do believe Zach Wilson can lead this team, Dill. Don't get me wrong. Is he the right fit right now? Absolutely. Is he going to be the guy moving forward? I think he should be, Dill. But if this team come week 7, week 8, Dill, hovering around 500 or even like 4-3, 5-3, something like that, with this defense, it's possible, Dill. Zach Wilson doesn't turn the ball over. It's possible, Dill. Maybe you get that right guy that could possibly put you back in contention, not just for the playoffs, but possible a deep playoff push, Dill. We know how far Zach Wilson could take you, Dill. I just feel like you guys should just go out and get somebody that's real good, and possibly try to bring them out on the field, come week 6, 7, or 8. Not just try them out there in a couple of weeks. No, I disagree with that. Leave Zach Wilson in. But if you need to, come week 7 or 8, have that guy come in now or in a week or two, Dill. But maybe down the road, switch over quarterbacks. But I do agree with you, Dill. It's Zach Wilson's time, Dill.
Yeah, and Robert Salah mentioned that, it's not like Madden where we could just plug in and plug out players and they're going to know the system and just throw any kind of play together. So he did say they are going to bring in a quarterback, but there's no rush to it. They're thinking around week 4 or 5, they go out and get a quarterback.
That's where I disagree, Dill. I think you guys need a quarterback just in case. Like you said,
we have a backup.
I understand that 100%, but Dill, nobody expected to see Zach Wilson. It was 80,000 people in that stadium. Nobody expected to witness what we saw in the first drive of the game. So I think that's why you're going to have to bring somebody in sooner, just in case the unexpected happens once again, Dill. And then who are you going to throw in there? I think you're going to have to bring somebody in sooner than later just to get caught up. I'm not saying he's going to go out there and play week 3, week 4. I'm just saying you're going to need somebody in there that knows the playbook, and maybe come week 7 or 8, if you're in position, or if Zach's not performing to the level you guys want him to, then you throw that guy in there. But I think you got to bring a guy in sooner than later just so he gets caught up when that time comes.
No, I agree. And they will bring in someone. It has to be a veteran. It has to be also, I would argue, a teacher, maybe like a Chad Henne, a guy that's led a 99-yard drive in the playoffs. I mean, a guy like that, I would want on my team. You don't want a Cam. You don't want a Carson Wentz, Nick Foles. They're hanging out Joe Flacco. We saw Joe Flacco. Are we dense people? Like, all these names I'm hearing. Blake Bortles, I'm hearing too. Blake Bortles is fucking retired, boys. Like, yeah,
but
what are we talking about?
Out of all those names,
none of them sound good.
Yes, I agree with you. But your boy Nathaniel Hackett did go to an AFC Championship game 100%. With Blake Bortles. So that was back in
Vietnam. That was back years ago.
I'm just letting the people know why that name was thrown out there. He did have 100%. Success with Nathaniel Hackett as the OC, and look where they went. Almost beat the Patriots in the AFC Championship game in Foxborough. So that's the reason that name was out there, Dale. I have a question to you.
Please.
I know you with Zach. You're sticking behind Zach. I am as well. I think he should be the starter next 5-6 weeks. In no ifs, ands, or buts. But what's a guy you will want to possibly join the Jets and be a mentor / competitor for the starting job moving forward?
Here's a name that hasn't been thrown out, and we can't get him because we have to trade for him. But the guy we're about to talk to, what about a guy like Kirk Cousins? You go knocking on his door and say the Vikings have a tough schedule. Say they start 0-4, 1-3. I mean, do you not call Minnesota? His contract expires at the end of this year. We'll finish out paying you whatever you owe and just come on, finish the year with us. Maybe this is a long-term thing. If Aaron Rodgers decides, you know what, it's a sign from the world. I don't want to play anymore in my body. I'm 40 years old. I have nothing else to prove. I just want him to be happy. So it's like, okay, then hey, I got Kirk Cousins, a guy that could sling the ball, a guy that, is durable. He's tough, a guy that could play inside and out. I like a guy like Kirk Cousins. That's one name that wasn't brought up, at least that I saw, that you could go and trade for. I would make a call to Minnesota, especially if things get off the rail for them. And especially like you were saying, come week 7, week 8, if we're sitting in a position to win and actually make a push, you got to go and get a guy like that.
Yeah, I agree with you, Dill. My name is a little out there, Dill, but If I'm the front office, I'm making this call. And it's not who you expect it to be, Dill. If I'm in the front office, if I'm with Robert Saleh, I'm making this phone call just to ask him the question. Dill, Andrew Luck.
Oh my God.
No, Dill, Andrew Luck is out there. I still think Andrew Luck could possibly sling it, Dill. He should be healthy. All I'm saying is you got to give a guy like that a call. 1-year deal, come in, learn the playbook, and maybe, a couple 5-6 weeks from now, throw him in, Dill. But I think a guy like Andrew Luck, another guy that I like who could be more of like a player coach, Jacoby Brissett. I don't think Jacoby Brissett is the best fit, but Dill, I think he'll be a solid backup and could help mentor Zach. So I like Jacoby Brissett, but if I'm in the front office, I'm making a phone call to Andrew Luck.
It's the same thing about the Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick's agent was calling the Jets. He hasn't played in 7 years. Andrew Luck hasn't played in 5 years. I don't care how good he was. We don't need a guy that hasn't played in 4 or 5 years. We don't need that. So hard push on that. I heard Matthew Stafford around, but they just won a big game in division. They might actually be okay. So I doubt Matthew Stafford's doing that. And Jacoby Brissett, I did hear. I like Jacoby Brissett. I've been knocking on the wood for Jacoby as he could be a starter, but he's the backup right now in Washington, and I think that's a perfect situation for him and Sam Howell.
One last name I want to throw out there. We know the Cowboys just sent the 5th round for Trey Lance. Still, we saw Cooper Rush go 5-1 as a starter. Once again, people, I just want to be clear. We seen Cooper Rush go 5-1 as the backup quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. All I'm saying is, Dill, with that defense, we saw what that defense was capable of doing Monday night. Dill. We saw it firsthand. All I'm saying is you guys need somebody that could just give you around 200 passing yards, a touchdown, and not turn the ball over. I think Cooper Rush could be that guy.
Yeah, Cooper Rush.
All I'm saying is, Dill, if you are in position to possibly make the playoffs and make a push, we've seen Cooper Rush just last season go 5-1 and almost sneak one out in Philadelphia, losing 20-17.
Yeah. He has shown signs, and I haven't heard that name, but that is another good one. But regardless, this is Zach's team right now. We got to spin it forward, and we got a big game on Sunday afternoon against the Cowboys in Arlington. So we'll see. My thoughts and prayers do go out to Aaron, man. I hope he finds fucking peace, because from everything that I've heard, this is a long road to recovery and sometimes by yourself. And this isn't a guy that has a huge family. He doesn't have kids. So being in this long haul road to recovery could be depressing, I've heard. So I just hope he finds peace, man. I hope he comes back to the organization in a good mindset and, help us move forward. But as for the game, now, what a roller coaster the game was, because, man, after that, we were so up and then we were so down. We were so up and then they tie it. And then it was such a roller coaster of a game. And to be honest, like I said, I didn't think besides that one interception, I didn't really think Zach Wilson played all that bad. He only completed 7 of his passes. But I think the major issue, and we'll talk about the Jets defense keeping us in the game the whole game, I think once Aaron Rodgers went down, and correct me if I'm wrong, because you were in the building, I kind of got the vibe that Josh Allen was like, oh, you know what? I could fucking do whatever I want now. It's Zach Wilson. Aaron Rodgers is gone. And, man, though, he lost the game for them. I think that was one of the worst games he's ever, at least I've seen, because I've seen Josh Allen. That was my 3rd time seeing Josh Allen. That was by far the worst game of his career. 4 turnovers. The fumble was bad as well. And I was looking back at the game when we came home on Monday. His feet were all over the place. He was throwing off his back foot a lot. He'd never set himself. There was guys wide open, and he always wanted to hit the deep ball. Man, that was very scary. He leads the league in turnovers with 84. Something has to change, because He is one of the most talented quarterbacks in the league. But he's hurting his team. He needs to grow up. He can't always make that big throw, that big time play. He needs to sometimes give the defense what is given to him, because the Jets defense wasn't giving him anything deep. They were going to say, you're going to throw it in front of us and we're going to make the tackle. And that was open usually the whole game. Talk to me what you saw through Josh Allen, because, man, that was bad.
I kind of agree with what you said in the first place. Still, maybe he saw Aaron Rodgers get off the field. Maybe he was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to go out there and try some things. And, dude, that's exactly what we saw. We saw him throw, too early. Deep, horrible passes and double coverage still. Like, I don't know if it's because him and Stephon Diggs had a falling out in the playoff game against Cincinnati, and he's trying to force feed them deep. Maybe that has something to do with it, though. But it just didn't make sense why he kept making these risks down the field and keep getting a reception. After the first two, buddy, hey, tone it down, So I just didn't understand why he just kept slinging it down the field in double coverage. That didn't make sense to me, Dill. And I'll be honest, I'm going to have to put some of the blame on the OC for this, Dill. There's no reason why your quarterback already has two horrible interceptions and you're going to just keep throwing the ball. Dill, this team only had 22 rush attempts. 6 were from Josh Allen. So take away those 6. You're telling me you're only going to rush the ball 16 times a game moving forward against a pesky defense in the New York Jets? Still, that's one of the best secondaries in football, and you're just going to drop back and throw it 41 times, though. So I'm going to have to give a little blame to the OC. Yes, I'm not going to let Josh Allen off the hook. He played horrendously, but I think the offensive coordinator needs to do a better job and get his quarterback out of those predicaments and able to turn the ball over 4 times. Hey, maybe run the ball a little more. Try something else. They'll dropping back 41 times against the Jets defense. It's not a recipe for success.
Yeah, agree. And I'm glad you brought that up, because I didn't see a lot of blame on Ken Dorsey or Sean McDermott. And I think part of the blame has to go on them.
It has to,
especially in the weather.
Dude, real quick. There's no reason why a Josh Allen-led team, when healthy, you got Michael Hyde in the back, you got Radish White, everybody but Von Miller on the defensive side of the ball is there. You got Josh, you got Stephon Diggs, you got Gabriel Davis. There's no reason why you should not go and take care of business, especially if Zach Wilson's at the quarterback deal.
Yeah, I agree. And even in that, I think it was a 3rd and 8, maybe 3rd and 10, where Josh ran it up the left sideline and he tried to jump and make a Josh Allen play when he was like 4 yards from the sticks. Now, if he was 2nd in inches, 3rd in inches, cool, you would have got it. But that's how you get hurt. And I was sitting next to 2 Buffalo fans, and they were sitting there like, yo, he makes me have a heart attack, because those are the plays where he gets hurt. And that's the plays where they don't want him to do. They've invested a lot of money in this guy. He has to grow up a little. And I think they need to sit him down and be like, listen, we love you, but you got to stop with these turnovers. You got to slide. Like, I even saw it on rookies opening day on Sunday. I saw CJ Stroud. I saw Bryce Young multiple times when about to get hit, slide. If a rookie out of college should know that, why doesn't Josh Allen know that?
Dude, my theory is
he wants to be Superman. That's what it is.
No, the only thing he has success. He had a couple highlight reels in recent years from him, Dill. We've seen this man jumped over a DB before. Yeah. He's done it. We've seen this guy run over a linebacker, a safety. He's done it, Dill. So maybe it's just confidence knowing that he has been there and done it, but somebody has to tell him, like, yo, bro, like, you're not going to be able to do this forever. And one of these times, you're going to come down bad. Think about it. Last year, Dill, we saw him on that field last year hurt his elbow, and he didn't look the same for the remainder of the season. You didn't want to start the season like that against the Jets, Dill. So it's just, I agree with you. It's just not smart play. No. Like you said, we've seen it. Even with Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts does a tremendous eye, always sliding. Trevor Lawrence, he's not as mobile as Josh Allen, but when he does run, he always gets out. He doesn't even try to get a tackle. He just steps out.
Yeah, but Overall, I thought if our defense could play like this, I mean,
You'll
they
be in
played
every game. You'll be in every game.
I mean, the second half specifically, besides the one part I thought we got torched all night, Stephon Diggs, man, he caught over 100 yards. I mean, that guy, he was torching Sauce, I thought, for a lot of the night.
You know what it was? It wasn't like it was Sauce was doing bad coverage. It's just Sauce couldn't get him on the ground. No. He broke every first tackle versus Sauce.
And he was also beating him right off of the line. Usually Sauce has a good job like jamming him with his length. I mean, the initial move Stephon Diggs was making off the line was so fucking fast. It was insane.
At the end of the day, we got to remember, Stephon Diggs been the top 5 receiver for the last 5 seasons.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I'm glad. I'm still glad we got the win. Breece Hall looked healthy. He looked good.
He's a fucking bullet.
Yeah, and I think we have the best running back group in the division. With him, Dalvin Cook, he looked okay. It's his first game, but Michael Carter looked all right as well. He had a couple rushes. I think we need to run the ball and play defense. If our defense plays like that, we're going to be in every game. So that I think we're going to play very old school smash mouth football. So it should be very interesting. I am glad we got the win, but on what note? On what fucking note? What's going on? Valvez BWT. But yeah, man, I thought it was a good win. And give credit, man. Special teams as well. Xavier Gibson, a 2-star athlete coming out of high school, got no college recruits, went to Stephen A. Austin for college, went undrafted, made the team, and then won the biggest game in Jets history in the last 10 years. I mean, you got to feel for the guy. I was so happy for him. But yeah, overall, I thought it was a really good game besides the first 4 seconds of the game. But other than that, Elvis, let's get into our power rankings through week 1. We'll go through the top 10. And I know last year we started from bottom to top. This year, we're going to change it up. We'll start from 1 and we'll end at 10. If we do all 30 teams, we'll be here all fucking day. So we'll start with number 1. Lead us off.
Dell, number 1, to me, it was the best overall team performance what we saw this opening weekend, Dill. Give me the San Francisco 49ers at number 1, Dill. That defense was just flying over the field. First, second, and third. It was just special, Dill. And then Brock Purdy. This man, Brock Purdy, is yet to start and finish a game and lose. This guy is undefeated when he starts and finishes, Dill. He's something special. Christian McCaffrey, still the best running back in football. And may I say, Brandon Ayuk has emerged as a 1A with Deebo Samuels, Dill. What we saw in Pittsburgh. Let's not forget, people. We have a defensive player of the year in TJ Watt on the other side, who had 3 sacks. Was a fucking huge day. And the 49ers just went out there and took care of business, Dill. It wouldn't make sense not to have the 49ers at 1.
Yeah, 49ers won. They literally said like this to the Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
They were literally whipping their ass. And it's unfortunate that TJ Watt's performance, because he had a hell of a day. I mean, besides that, they did not look good at all. Brock Purdy looks good. Brandon Ayuk, what a game he had. Christian McCaffrey, do we need to say more? And that defense, they have the best linebackers in the fucking league, man. Fred Warner was moving sideline to sideline.
You saw that pitch back? They pitched it back.
Yeah. They have fun. And I also, you know me, I'm gonna keep banging on the drum. I think Kyle Shanahan's one of the best coaches in the league. So I agree. I got 49ers at 1. I'll start with number 2. It's the Cowboys. I mean, from what I saw on Sunday Night Football, that defense is right up there with the 49ers. They got great secondaries. They got great special teams. Dak didn't turn the ball over. They have a good offense, and I didn't think it was displayed to the full potential because of the weather conditions. But if it was a nice day, I think they could have hung 60 on that team, to be honest. The rhythm never really got going. They were able to run the ball a little, but I think passing is really their forte. So yeah, I got Cowboys at 2. It was an amazing performance.
Still, I know this team was gonna be good, but I expect them to come show out like they did Sunday night. Give me at number 2. How about the Them Cowboys at number 2, Dill. Like everything you just said. What we saw Sunday night was just special on the defensive side of the ball, Dill. Yeah, I'm not too worried about the offense at the end. They need to. The defense spotted them the points. The offense never really need to get on the field, Dill. So give me the Cowboys at number 2, and I can't wait to see that offense explode moving forward.
Oh, Z Players, my man, how you doing? You just missed it. I just had my sad little speech, but it's all good, brother. It's all good. We'll bounce back, hopefully. For number 3, I got my Super Bowl contenders. Give me the Cleveland Browns at home. You had Jamar Chase fucking calling them the elves. Fuck you. You're the elf, Jamar Chase. We just beat. When Myles Garrett was sitting up, Elvis, I got to stand up because when he was crossing him over, I said, oh my God, he's playing with that offensive line.
And then got home.
And then got home. He literally for 3 seconds was showing you, I'm going to cross you up. And when he did, he went right back to it. Man, this offense, Deshaun Watson, and another game where conditions weren't the best, but I loved what I saw. Deshaun Watson played pretty good. That running game, we know what they're going to do with Nick Chubb. Amari Cooper is just going to get a little more in rhythm. I like this team. I think they have a top 5 defense. And if that defense plays like they did, they held Joe Burrow to under 100 yards. He did not even want to be under 90. I got to put Browns. They were one of the most impressive teams on Sunday for me.
So I'm not going to disagree with you, but I got somebody else up there at number 3 just because I know what we're going to see moving forward. They just got Chris Jones back. Travis Kelce should be healthy for week 2. Give me the Kansas City Chiefs at number 3, Dill.
I can't believe that.
Dill, I understand. Yes, it looked bad week 1. They looked bad. But remember, that boy Travis Kelce was not there. That anchor, Chris Jones, I can make the case their best 2 players wasn't on the field on Thursday night. So, Dill, I know what expect to move forward, especially when Travis Kelce and Chris Jones on the field. I'm not going to overreact. This is still a top 3 team. Might not even be number 3, but as of right now, give me the Kansas City Chiefs at number 3.
Yeah, at 4, I got to go with the Dolphins. I mean, the way they played against a very good team in the Chargers, who I think we both think might make the playoffs, who actually will, I think, make the playoffs. Tua looked amazing. Tyreek Hill, as crazy as it sounds, I think he got faster. I mean, this guy, you can't play man coverage. Whoever plays man coverage on the Dolphins, you don't know defense because they're just going to pick you apart with Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill all game. And for anyone who thinks Tua isn't a good quarterback, just say 466 yards because he just diced y'all up with the win on the road. I mean, what a performance by them. Defense didn't play as good as I thought. They're still missing Jalen Ramsey, but they stepped up when they needed to stop. And that's the biggest thing for me. I think that offense, if you're going to be in a shootout with Miami, you're going to be in for a long night because you can't stop them. I love Mike McDaniel. I got the Dolphins at number 4.
At number 4. After that performance, I got to put him here. Give me the Cleveland Browns at number 4. Dill, to echo everything you said earlier, holding Joe Burrow to his worst game of, honestly, his whole career. Since that boy was a teenager, this was his worst game of his life. That Browns defense looked like the best defense in football. I'm not going to give him the crown yet, Dill, but it looked special. Holding Joe Burrow to under 90 yards passing was just tremendous to see, Dill. Give me the Cleveland Browns at number 4. And I'm not too worried about Deshaun Jackson. Yeah, he didn't look like the MVP caliber, but Dill, in those conditions, who will? I think Deshaun moving forward, he will be better week in, week out, especially with better weather.
I do miss Deshaun Jackson, though, by the way. Yeah. Z players, Tyreek Hill amongst all-time weapons. Got to be in the top 10. I mean, this guy is fucking legit. If he could stay healthy, I mean, you can't guard him. You need to double cover him every play. It's actually insane.
Like, he might be one of the most dangerous weapons of all time. He's not 100%. One of the greatest, receivers of all time, but weapon, because you could hand it off. You could give him a screen and take an 80.
There's so many things you could do with
Remember, 8 years ago, this dude made the Pro Bowler as a special team specialist.
Yeah, I do. That's how he got onto the scene.
He wasn't drafted as, don't get me wrong, he was a wide receiver, but this man was on the special teams for the first 2 years of his career, then transformed to the wide receiver position. Let's not forget, people.
Moving along, number 5, Philadelphia Eagles. Now, a lot of people are going to say, I barely got away from, but you got to think about it. Patriots are a good team. They have a good defense. They fought like fucking hell. And yeah, besides those 16 points in the beginning, I thought in the second, they really came out and played hard and kind of settled down the game, the Patriots. So I think the Eagles are actually going to be better after this, excuse me. I know they're dealing with some injuries. We'll talk about it for Thursday night, but I think they're gonna come out of this win and be like, we're better for it. We just went on the road. Tom Brady was introduced. They got a new lighthouse, actually the biggest lighthouse in the United States. Fun fact. Don't know why they needed to build the biggest lighthouse, but other than that, I just think Jalen Hurts, it took some time to develop. He wasn't as good as I thought he was going to be, but I'm not worried. I think that win on the road is that when the season's over, we're going to look back at that and be like, that was a hell of a win. So I got the Eagles at top 5.
Yo, at number 5, I got my future Super Bowl chance. Give me the Baltimore Ravens at number 5. I understand in the first half it looked sloppy, but when they were able to get it together in the second half, it looked better. Yeah, Lamar didn't look sharp, but that defense looked good. It sucks J.K. Dobbins going down again, but you know that team is going to just keep running the ball down people's throats. I don't expect nothing less from them. And I just expect, remember, no Mark Andrews as either. And I expect the offense to look much better when Andrews is back. Odell looking healthy. I expect Odell to be more impactful moving forward. And Zane Jones, I think he's a bigger threat than we expected to be this
Flowers.
Soon. Yeah, Zay Flowers.
There is a Zay Jones. He did have a good game as well. But yeah, you're right. I got at number 6, I have the Baltimore Ravens as well. Yeah, they looked a little rusty early on. Sucks. I feel, as an Ohio State fan, man, I fucking feel for J.K. Dobbins, man. He cannot fucking stay on the field. And for everyone that wants to say, oh, turf, he tore his ACL on grass. So, I mean, I fucking feel for the guy. But, yeah, I don't think they'll be fine. Justice Hill had a good game. He had fucking 2 touchdowns. Zay got me saying Zay Jones. Zay Flowers looked fucking phenomenal. Rashad Bateman looked all right. Odell had a nice catch. And the defense. I think they might have besides the 49ers, I think they might have the 2 best linebackers in Roquan Smith and fucking Patrick Queen. Oh my God. I know they played the Texans.
Dogs.
They are dogs, my boy. They were moving sideline to sideline all game. I think, and this division is going to be up for the grabs. If Cincinnati is not playing up to their statue, hey, this is going to be a fight between the Browns and the Ravens. I like the Ravens at number 6.
At number 6, give me the Miami Dolphins. I'm surprised I got them this high this soon. But what we saw offensively,
King Tua,
was just special. We got Dylan saying King Tua again, people. Let's not forget this man started 7-0 last season when he started and finished the game, people, and we saw why Sunday in LA. It was just fantastic offensive display. Defense little concerning, but with all the firepower they have for the side of the ball, you got the Chubb, you got the Xavier Howard, you got Jalen Ramsey eventually coming back. I think they'll finally get it together on the defensive side of the ball, maybe throughout the season, but right now that offense, it's special,
Yeah, they're scary.
The fact that I'm sorry, just real quick. The fact that they're firing on all 8 cylinders week 1 say something. I just want people to understand the fact that I understand they did it, but the fact that they did it in week 1 on the road, special.
Besides that fumble in the red zone, he played a phenomenal game, Tua. Yeah, I actually had him a little higher, like you said, at 4. This is where I think we start to disagree a little bit. At 7, I have the New York Jets. Because I don't think anyone remaining has a better overall team than we do. Maybe the Chiefs. But defensively, I don't think anyone could compare to the Jets right now in the rest of my list. Defensively, I think our offense is good enough to make us stay in games. And I think Zach Wilson is going to be better. Yeah, this is obviously a Jet fan talk, and I have to say this, but I mean, you can't not put us in the top 10 after what happened and how we overcame. And we're a fucking gritty team. We fucking fought on Monday night against a very good team that everyone wanted to think they were going to blow us out. They were going to come into our house and beat us. I think we could come to the terms that the Jets own the Bills right now. They have, because the last 5 games we've beaten them 4 out of the 5 games. Whether it's in Orchard Park, whether it's at MetLife, we own the Bills right now. So for all the talk, I think our defense is a top 5 defense, and I think that says something. I think we have a great special team. We have good coaching. It's just the quarterback. It's honestly the quarterback, and I think if he could not turn the ball over as much as he did last season, we're going to be in every game. So I have to have the Jets at 7, especially after that win.
Still, at number 7, give me Dan Campbell and the Detroit Lions, baby.
For you not to have them above the Chiefs is saying something.
Yeah, Dill, but come on now, Dill. They didn't have. We saw
they
their
lost.
Best. It don't matter, Dill. Who won the Super Bowl?
It don't matter.
It do matter. Give me the Detroit Lions at number 7, Dill. What we saw, they barely snuck a win out, but they still take care of business on the road in Kansas City. I didn't expect them to do it, Dill. It was special. I expect Jared Goff and those boys to keep it on rolling, Dill. Give me the Detroit Lions at number 7.
Yeah, I got the Lions at 8. I can't put the Chiefs in front of them because they beat them head to head. Whether you want to put an asterisk, everyone's putting asterisks now on wins. Shut the fuck up. Everyone's like, oh, they don't have Chris Jones. Oh, they don't have Travis Kelce. Oh, Kadarius Toney missed 3 balls. Doesn't matter. They lost. They lost the game. I have to have them there. Detroit, they've actually played really good defensively, I would say. On the road in a hostile environment, and Arrowhead's a very tough place to play. It gets loud, and I don't care they didn't have Travis Kelce. They were still an opportunity to win the game, the Chiefs. So for them to overcome some issues, Jared Goff looked pretty good as well. I think they need to involve the running backs a little more, especially Jahad Gibbs. Not saying that because I have him on fantasy or anything, but I think they need to run the ball a little more. But I think that the Lions are going to be right there in the thick of things in this season. So right now I got the Lions at 8.
Jill, at number 8. I love this team, but they did not show up in the second half. Give me the Philadelphia Eagles at number 8, Dill. You know, it wasn't an impressive win. At the end, they did get the victory, so you got to give them credit, Dill. But what worries me moving forward is what we're going to talk about is the defensive side of the ball, Dill. You know, I expected this defense to be great. Now, I don't know, with these injuries piling up there, I just don't know if they're going to be able to be that good, you know, in these upcoming weeks. Maybe, you know, if they get a little healthy in the linebacker position, you know, a few weeks down the road, yes, Dill. But right now, what I saw Sunday was a little concerning to me, Dill. But right now, give me the Eagles at number 8.
Yeah, Z players, Kadarius Toney he deactivated his Twitter, but then on Sunday night
he activated. Yeah, a goofy, bro. He a goofy.
He's a clown, I feel like, for that because, hey, don't remember. Be careful what you say, and you want to take shots at the Giants and all that, and they lost 40-0. Ha ha ha! But if the Chiefs wind up saying "pack your bags," you might end up in New York again. So don't be making fun of people, especially in the NFL where it gets around quick. I thought that was a goofy move for him. Yeah, and he should have no room to talk anyway. So anyway, for me, number 9, I have the Jacksonville Jaguars. Slow first half. They came out in the second half and they took care of business. Trevor Lawrence looked okay. I thought he would look a little better, especially against Indianapolis. But like I said, Indianapolis plays Jacksonville really tough. It's in a division game. Got to give credit to Indianapolis. They hung around most of the game, and I think Anthony Richards is going to learn from that game. But Calvin Ridley, that man is a baller. He's going to ball out this year. Running back ETN had an okay game as well. Zay Jones, this is the Zay Jones. He's on that team. He had a nice touchdown as well. Offensively, I don't worry about them because I do think they'll be able to put up points. It's defensively. I think if they get into a shootout with like the Miami Dolphins, I don't think that's a good matchup for them. Because I think Miami has a much better defense, especially in the front 7. And I think don't want to disrespect Coach Doug, but I think I actually like Mike McDaniel a little more than Doug Peterson. I know he's won a Super Bowl and this, that, and the third, but offensive mind, he's one of the best. So I got Jacksonville. No time to worry. I still think they win the division easily, but the first half was kind of concerning. I thought they were going to be up a little more. So that's why I have them at 9.
Dill, I'm agree with everything you said, Dill. Give me the Jacksonville Jaguars at number 9, Dill. I expected this team to go into the Indianapolis and just, I'm not going to say blow them out, but I expect them to, possibly win by double digits, Dill. And the fact that I didn't see that, that's why I got them at number 9, Dill. I wanted the team to be a little higher on my list, but I couldn't just put him there, Dill. Anthony Richardson, he played much better than I anticipated. Yeah, the Jacksonville Jaguar ain't a world beater, but I needed them to look a little more better than what they did on Sunday, Dill. So give me the Jacksonville Jaguars at number 9.
If you don't have the Jets at 10 after that win, it'll be a damn shame. Number 10, I have the Kansas City Chiefs. I have to put them there just based on the fact that they're the fucking defending Super Bowl champions.
I thought that didn't matter.
No, it still matters. They're still a talented team, but I can't put the team they lost head to head in front of them. Yeah, I think they'll be fine. I think they're in good spirits. I just listened to Patrick Mahomes in a conference. Travis Kelce came back to practice today. He's going to play, like you said, Chris Jones. He got a nice contract for the remaining of the year. He was funny in the press conference today. He goes, yeah, they gave me a nice incentive to cover those fines. So I think he's good there. I think they're going to be fine offensively. Yeah, we joke around with Kadarius Toney, but Andy Reid has no problem playing him. He's going to play this week, and that's how you get out of those little slumps. What are you going to do? You're going to sit a guy like that? Then he's never going to learn. He has to go back out there and play. So
I'll bench it for 2 weeks. I'll be like, yo, bro, you cost us.
But no, overall, I think with Patrick Mahomes, they have to be a top 10 team. I just couldn't put all the 1 through 9, they all won. I have to give them credit for winning. And the only reason I didn't put, I'll tell you 11 and 12 real quick. I put the Bucs at 11. I thought going on the road and beating a Kirk Cousins with that offense, Baker Mayfield, man, what a day. He said he already learned the plays or the signals for the Vikings. I thought that was hilarious, trying to troll them. But yeah, going on the road, actually trying to secure a job. I give him kudos for that. And at 12, I put the Rams because, I mean, what a fucking win that was on the road. And Seahawks only decided to play one half of football. and Geno Smith did not look good at all. So Z players, you guys actually might be a little better than I anticipated. So that's at 12. But yeah, I couldn't put the Chiefs behind them. It just didn't feel right. So I had the Chiefs at number 10.
Dude, at number 10, this team would have been top 5 if big man don't go down. Give me the New York Jets at number 10, Dill. I love the defense. I love the running back room with Breece Hall. I like Garrett Wilson. I like Lazard. I like the special teams, Dill. The big question mark is Zach Wilson, Dill. I'm not going to hang my hat on him. I just got to, like I said, my only thing is if he could game manage, if he could beat Jimmy G, this team could get to the Super Bowl. Yeah. Remember, Jimmy G took the 49ers to the Super Bowl, was a overthrow away from Emmanuel Sanders from beating the Kansas City Chiefs in that Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's all Zach Wilson got to do. Not turn the ball over, manage the game well, hit the guys, throw that one deep ball when you have to, when it's one-on-one coverage, and just don't turn the ball over, Dill. I do think you guys could be good moving forward if you could just game manage well. Yeah. So this team should have been a top 5 team. Honestly, maybe top 4. But, Dill, the question mark is the quarterback, Dill. So give me the New York Jets. I love the overall team. I do agree with you, Dill. The overall team is a top 5, top 16. Absolutely. But the quarterback is a bottom 10.
Yeah. No, I agree 100%. And he's the big question mark. And if he reverts back to his old ways, there's no shot in us this season.
And then let me just rattle off my 11 and 12 people. At number 11, I got to put my New England Patriots. Come on. Dylan, everybody said we was going to get blown off the field. There's no reason Tom Brady should be there week 1. Who would have thought? I knew. It was a great game. We gave them 7 points. Think about it, people. That ball don't slip off the hands. Patriots upset the Eagles week 1. You know it. I know it. Hey, if Bill Belichick doesn't go for it with 4 minutes left, we win the game with a field goal. So, still, I think we played great, much better than I anticipated for week 1, and I know it's much better than what you anticipated from the whole season. So I have to put my Patriots at number 11, Dill. And at number 12, Dill, I'm going to go with somebody that I didn't expect them to look this good week 1. I know the defense in the running game, they're great. But I'm gonna give the Packers at number 12, Dill. You gotta give credit to Jordan Love. He had himself a good game. He managed, didn't turn the ball over, made a couple good throws, hit Dobbs on that fade. Dill, I'm gonna give the Packers at number 12. Like you said with the Jets. Overall team, that's a great team. The question mark is Jordan Love.
Yeah. And Z-Players makes a good point. Jimmy G in the NFC Championship game only threw 11 passes. True game manager. Absolutely. That's all he needed.
Z-Plays, ask Dylan. Dylan will testify to this. I took Jimmy G pass attempts under throughout that whole playoff run in cash. Ask Dylan.
Yeah, I think they were getting, we got to look back at it, but I think they got as low as like 18, 19 and a half pass attempts. You knew they weren't going to throw the ball.
The first game, the first opening Sunday, Wild Card Sunday, Dylan was like, bro, you're going to take the under 27 and a half? Like, I was like, ask Dylan. He only threw the ball like 12 times.
That's all he needed. True game manager.
True game manager. I'm glad
But I hate that. That's like a connotation, like a derogative connotation, because what is a quarterback in the NFL? It is a game. You have to manage the game. I don't like people who say that.
Yeah, but this is why they call it game manager. For example, you have other people that's going to throw the ball and take control of the game, like a Patrick Mahomes, like a Aaron Rodgers, like a Josh Allen, like a Joe Burrow. You got these other game managers like Jimmy G that wins a ton of games without a ton of stats. Jimmy G was never in the MVP conversation, never led the league in passing yards, never led the league in touchdowns. But guess what? Year in, year out, where are they at?
Right there.
And guess what, Dill? Your team is assembled like those 49ers team. Have a top 3 defense. Have a great secondary. Have a pretty good running back room. It just got to manage and not turn the ball over like Jimmy G did going to the Super Bowl, going to the NFC Championship game.
Should be very interesting. Elvis, thank you. I know next Wednesday our power rankings are definitely going to be a little different. But before we get to our Thursday night preview and plays, let me tell you a quick word from our sponsor. We are brought to you by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market. Hands down. It's no wonder why Viva was voted number 1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and a light 4.5 ABV. Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebrations, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavor tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks with just a kick. Just like how we like our lives, whether it's Huckleberry playing a round of golf with the boys or an elderberry on a Thursday night watching Thursday night football. It doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with that artisanal Blanca tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. Our belief here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. All right, Elvis, let's get to it. Thursday night football in Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. The Eagles are hosting the Minnesota Vikings. Vikings looking to bounce back after that tough loss against the Buccaneers. Eagles looking to move to 2-0. Now, the line opened up 7.5. Quickly has been bet down. Now they're sitting at -6.5. Over-unders at 49.5. We'll start with the side. I'll start. I got Eagles in a bunch of my teasers down to a half, down to even money in some of them. But the more I looked at this game, the more I kind of was buying into the Vikings on the road. The Eagles, we were talking before we went live. They got a lot of moving pieces to their defense. They have 5 new starters. They have 3 new coaches, including the new DC. Nakobe Dean, great linebacker from Georgia. He's on the IR. They got a bunch of injuries. I was looking at Adam Schefter, Kenneth Gainwell, James Bradbury, all out for the game. A couple of their linebackers are out as well. The Patriots fucking banged up this team as well. Minnesota's passing game might have a good matchup tomorrow night. Like I said, Bradbury, he has a concussion. And I just think this Eagles defense right now, they have a lot of question marks, and they just got done playing a very physical game against the Patriots where they almost fucking lost. I wish I got them. I wish I took them at 7.5, but I did take the +7. At 6.5, I would wait. I don't know if it will get up to 7. Maybe you buy the half a point to 7, but I think the Eagles should win a very close one, but I think the Vikings cover this game in a close game. Away teams in week 1, 10-6 straight up, 12-4 ATS in week 1. Away dogs went 8-3 ATS. And D plays, you're talking about primetime Kirk Cousins. Not so fast. Primetime Kirk Cousins, 8-8 ATS in primetime games as a Minnesota Viking, 10-6 straight up. So I don't know if we could keep saying fade primetime Kirk Cousins. I think this game's going to be a lot closer than people think. I expect a lot of points. We'll talk about the total in a sec, but give me the +7 with the Vikings.
Still, I'm with you in this case still. You know, I like the +7.5. I ended up staying away from it, Dill, because as of right now, it's at 6.5. So I'm not going to tell people to take the 7.5. It's no longer there. But I just can't see to lay the -6.5 with the Eagles after the performance I saw. Yes, the weather won't be there. Yes, the Vikings defense, especially the secondary, ain't nothing like the Patriots. But you know, Dill, they're gonna be riddled. They're gonna facing some injuries. I think Gainwell is gonna be a bad loss. The secondary, Kirk Cousins in that the rookie Addison and Justin Jefferson and Hawkinson, they can hurt you now. They can hurt you now, Dill. So don't get me wrong. If I had to lean with it, I'll lean Minnesota +6.5 more than the -6.5 with Philadelphia. I would have smashed the +7.5 because I don't see Minnesota losing more by a touchdown. I think they lose possibly by 3 or 4, maybe.
Me too.
Yeah, maybe it's a field goal game. It's a Thursday night game. I expect it to be nip and tuck, Dill. But both these teams didn't look good, or I'm not gonna say good. Didn't look up to my expectations that Sunday, Dill.
I don't think they didn't look good. Maybe you could make the argument Minnesota looked a little flat, but I do think Eagles played good enough. Definitely not to our expectations. I agree there. Now for the total, opened up at 49. It's come down a little. Now it's shot right back up to 49.5. Like I said, there's a few key pieces from Philly in their secondary. Bradbury, he played the second most snaps in that secondary. He's out with the concussion. Starting safety, Reed Blackship, he's ribs. He's out for tomorrow. Kenneth Gainwell, rib injury. He's not going. And I don't want to disrespect them, but Mac Jones went 35 for 54, over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns against this Eagles defense. And now they have to contain a passing attack with Justin Jefferson. He caught for 150 yards. Jordan Addison, 61 yards and a score. Hawkinson, 8 catches for 9 targets. I mean, it's understandable why the Eagles are moving from 7 to 7.5 to 6.5, and it might actually close at 6 in some places. So I understand the line movement. The Vikings they're entering on a short week relatively. You know, defense was average. They held Baker Mayfield on completions to 3 and 10 on over 6 yards passing. So they played a little better than I think most people think. Outside of the 2 Tampa drives, the Vikings held the Bucs to 120 yards on 44 plays. That's 10 possessions. That's 2.75 yards per play. They actually played better than I think. So I think both teams are going to be able to score. I think we see a shootout here. So I'm going to lean over. No, nothing official, but I do lean over.
Still, I expect a little higher scoring game than what they both put out. You know, they scored 25. I think Minnesota only scored 17 Sunday. I expect a little more than that, though. But I'm going to be honest, I'm going to have to lean the under, Dill, just because we didn't see no explosion. Besides that one play to Addison, you know, we saw the Eagles. You know, I could make the case. Eagles are in the teens without that pick six still. So I just didn't see it. I'm a lean the under. Would I be shocked if they both score? You know, is it a 30-27 game? Absolutely not. It wouldn't shock me at all, people. I'm just going by what my eyes saw on week 1. So for that being said, I'm going to lean the under 49.5. I'm not going to bet it, just because both offenses have a chance to explode. We've seen it tons of times last season. It's just still, can they get it together in this short turnaround come tomorrow night?
Yeah, no, I get it. And you also have the primetime unders Thursday night, first night, cash the under as well. We've covered these trends for the last 3 years doing the show. Primetime unders on Thursday night are cash cows. But I just think there might be a little more points. So it's fine that we're on opposite side. Let's go to player props, though. I love these player props. I got 3 bangers, I think. Now, I don't like to use the L word because I don't think there's no such thing in this industry as a lock. But, man, this looks fucking good. I got TJ Hawkinson over 4.5 receptions. I got it earlier in the week at minus 130. It's up to minus 190 right now. I wouldn't advise you to lay that in a single bet. Maybe put it in a same game parlay, but the way, like I said earlier, he had 8 receptions in week 1 for over 80-something yards. Hawkinson, he's recorded at least 5 receptions in 73% of his games as a Minnesota Viking. And the Eagles allowed 8 receptions to Patriots tight ends last week. Now, no disrespect to Mike Gesicki and your guys, but I think we could all agree on a non-biased thing. TJ Hawkinson is better than your 2 tight ends. Now, if Mike Gesicki is out there catching 8 catches for over on, TJ Hawkinson's going to have a game, especially with the injuries.
Joe, I agree with you because Hunter Henry had himself a game, Dill. He had the touchdown, had himself over 60 yards, Dill. He had himself a game. So I'm with you, Dill. I don't like the fact that it's all the way juiced up. To be honest, people, if you can, do an alternative. 5.5 at minus 110, minus 120, people. If he went 8 for week 1, he should go for a minimum of 6 for week 2 now.
And it is especially because who are you going to have guarding TJ Hawkinson? You already have to have Slay on Justin Jefferson.
Then you're going to have to double Justin Jefferson.
You might have to. And then who are you going to leave on Jordan Addison? And then you're going to put a backup linebacker on TJ Hawkinson? That does not sound smart to me. Now, to coincide that second prop for me, I'm going to take Kirk Cousins over 37.5 pass attempts. Last week against the Buccaneers, he had 44 attempts. This is a pass offense. We know what Kevin McConnell's going to do. This is a pass air raid offense. He's going to sling the ball. They have the weapons on the outside. I think we see a lot of targets to Addison, to Justin Jefferson, and to TJ Hawkinson. I think 37.5 is way too small. I'm going to hammer that over. And my last one on the Eagles side of the ball, give me A.J. Brown over 5.5 receptions at even money at plus 100. In the win against the Patriots last week, Brown was targeted 10 times and had 7 receptions. In 3 of the last 4 Vikings regular season games, the defense has allowed multiple receivers to record 6 or more receptions. So it's not like this defense is it's not like it's the top 10 defense in Minnesota Vikings. So I think A.J. Brown's actually going to have a big game. So at even money, I thought it was a steal. Over 5.5 receptions for A.J. Brown, and that is my last player prop, kid. What do you got?
Dill, I got 2 player props for the people, Dill. I'm in love with both of these just because I expect both of them just to have not just a great game, but a great season. Dill, give me Devontae Smith over 64.5 receiving yards. I think this number is too low. He had himself a good game in a poor weather, low scoring fucking battle in New England, Dill. I expect him to go over this number, maybe be close to around 80 to 100 yards receiving in this game in Minnesota, Dill. I think he's slowly becoming a number 1 target for the Philadelphia Eagles, Dill. And with that being said, Dill, give me Jalen Hurts over 249.5. passing yards, Dill. I think this number is too low. I understand he didn't throw for a bunch last week, but who would have? Let's be real, people. That's a tough environment in the rain against Bill Belichick week 1, who had probably 2 months to prepare for this game, people. I expect Jalen Hurts to go out there, sling it. Remember, the running back depth, it won't be there come tomorrow night. So I think they're going to rely more on his arm and those weapons on the outside in Dallas Goedert. Remember, Dallas Goedert didn't have not 1 catch last week, Dill. I lean his over as well. I'm not going to bet on it just because he was shut down, Dill, but I do like Dallas Goedert to get some action this week, Dill. But give me Jalen Hurts over 249.5 and Devontae Smith over 64.5 receiving yards.
I was looking at Dallas Goedert. I agree. I think he will have a big game here as well. I like the tight ends tomorrow. I think we will see another good game. Anytime touchdown you hit last week on Thursday night. Any like lean or anyone you feeling?
Still, to be honest,
I was thinking Dallas Goedert. To be honest, I think he gets in there.
I think we're gonna have to get Devontae Swift in the end zone,
Ooh.
Dill. I remember it's
He didn't
gonna
look
be,
good.
He didn't look good.
E.
He didn't look good, Dill. But remember, it was a sloppy game. He's gonna be at home. O-line should be pumping. And Dill, at the end of the day, I don't think you're gonna want Jalen Hurts to go in there in the goal line and keep running in like he was last year. I think one of the running backs get the job done. And I think it's gonna be Swift, Dill. So I'm gonna lean anytime touchdown Devontae Swift. And I'm gonna be honest, I think you gotta sprinkle anytime Justin Jefferson, Dill. He's just special. He's just special.
Elvis, thank you so much. Should be another good game. I think we're in store for another good game tomorrow night. Good luck on all your bets. Z Players Valdez, by the way, if you guys are listening, WNBA playoffs tonight. I got Asia Wilson over 23.5 points. I got the first half over in that Chicago and Aces game. First half over 86 points. And then in that Minnesota game, Minnesota at Connecticut, only 2 games on tonight. I have the under 159.5. I think first game home, Connecticut, their defense is phenomenal. I think they're going to come out. It's going to be a very low-scoring game. So 3 plays real quick for you on our way out. Elvis, any last words before we get up out of here, kid?
Still, for our live listeners, I got some plays in the diamond today, people.
Oh,
I know.
Wow.
Gotta throw them out there. Dill, St. Louis versus Baltimore, 6:35 start, Dill. Give me the Baltimore Orioles on the run line, plus 100, Dill. At the end of the day, St. Louis is done for. I just don't see him able to go out there and, have a lot of fight in them. I think Baltimore takes their business at home. Dill, another one. Give me that. The Atlanta Braves on the road versus the Philadelphia Phillies. It's a little chalky at minus 165. And hey, if anything, you parlay it with something you like tomorrow night, people. And then my last play of the night, we just lost 2 straight. I highly doubt we get swept, people. Give me the Boston Red Sox at home, minus 138. Drop 2 straight against the Yankees. Highly doubt it'll be 3 straight, people.
Oh, fuck it. Since you're giving your MLB plays real quick, I got Baltimore Orioles at home on a bounce back spot, minus 1.5 at plus 124. And I also took Erod and the Tigers at home, first 5 minus a half. Elvis, thank you so much. Good luck. Tomorrow night should be a good game. That's going to do it for this Wednesday edition of the Dream Wager. On behalf of our sponsor, Viva Tequila, Elvis, myself, everyone in the chat, we'll see you guys on Saturday. We'll recap Thursday Night Football. We'll give our best bets for the weekend. We got a full slate week 2. We got college football. We're locked and loaded. This is the best time of the year. So follow along our social media, Twitter and Instagram at The Dream Wager. We go live every Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday. YouTube.com/The Dream Wager. Subscribe, rate, review, all that good stuff really helps the show grow tremendously. So be a friend, tell a friend. Everyone have a great few days. Good luck on your wagers. Be safe. Be well, and we'll see you guys down the road. Peace.